I have brought manga and anime into the same platform, and I will possibly be breaking reality. Hold on. Okay, now that we're back, I may or may not have broken reality, and possibly made two abilities that should not be coexisting coexist. First of all, as you can see from the picture, this is Rimuru. This is going to be Deku. I'm not doing what if Deku was Rimuru. Not well, yes, I am doing that, but he's also gonna have the solo leveling system. Now you probably guessing what I mean by coexist. Great Sage and the system. So, um, shit. So this is actually Demon Lord Rimuru. So yeah, Demon Lord Rimuru. This is after Rimuru became a Demon Lord. Well, like much after, where he has like billions and trillions of magicules. All right, where he's like killed multiple godly beings and taken their magicule. So yeah, but Deku won't be getting this. He won't be He'll be getting Rimuru's abilities easily, rather easily. But you'll have to go through some pain. This is not going to be based off of Betrayed or anything like that. Like I said, if I was ever going to make a solo leveling, or that time I got reincarnated as a slime, or even a Tower of God what if. Quite honestly speaking, I was going to add Tower of God into this what if. But then I thought, the way I think of Shinsu, this nigga Deku would probably be able to kill Jihad in one hit. After a time skip, he'll be able to body Jihad real quick, alright? Because if I added Tower of God, not only would he be levels above a Demon Lord, but he'll be able to destroy the rulers. I mean, like, he's still gonna be able to destroy the rulers and and shit easily. But, like, if you haven't kept up with, solo leveling, I'm gonna have to ask you to get off, like, sadly. I'm going to sadly have to ask you to leave. Why? Because I'm already on chapter 155. It's either 54 or 55. Or 45. I think it's 45. Yeah, 45. So if you are not up to the latest chapter, I'm going to have to ask you to leave because I don't want to spoil it for you. Like, it's a fire manga. It's solo leveling is fire. I can't just spoil this fire ass manga for y'all. Normally, I'd be fine with spoiling some mangas, like fine with spoiling like little bits of it, but like spoiling like the whole series for y'all, nah, I can't do that. I can't do that to y'all. I really can't. All right. So yeah. So I'm gonna be adding dungeons and shit like that to this. And many different races. So yeah, but I won't be showing the races. Why? Because I don't want to show the fucking races. You should already know what the races look like. All right. I don't feel like it, and plus I need space on my phone. All right. So yeah. So Deku's gonna be a slime. He's not gonna be born a slime or anything like that. He's gonna be turned into a slime by a fucking dragon. I know, right? It counts as reincarnation. Nah. No. No, he's not going to reincarnate as a slime. He's just gonna be turned into a slime, alright? Hold on, let me show you what I mean. This big body dragon will be turning Deku into the slime. He won't be killed, he'll just be transformed into the slime, alright? First of all, there will still be heroes in the world because, well, niggas gonna have powers still, so yeah, there's still gonna be heroes, but like there's gonna be dungeons in it too. So yeah. So All Might is still the number one hero because he's powerful and plus he gets levels. There's also levels in this. No, ranks. Yeah, there's ranks. All Might is an S. Alright. I know there's only S ranks in solo leveling, but like, yes, the ship. I know this is the ship. Deku's taking the spot of the role of Sun Jin Woo in this. Like everything that happens in Solo Leveling, My Hero Academia, and Rimuru's life in the anime currently, it still happens. So this is the ship. Why is it the ship? Isn't she for Sun Jinwoo? Like I said, Deku's taking the role of Sun Jinwoo. Why is he not taking the role of Rimuru? Well, because Rimuru, he can't die, like at all, at all. He can't. Like really, he can't. Like if you want to see the description on Rimuru, hold on. I'll be showing you the plot breaking character called Rimuru Tempest. I'll be going slow so you guys can pause to read every one of these skills of his. My fucking god. Like, this whole page is about his abilities. Like, I want you guys to know this. Alright? Alright then. There's even scenes. I know, right? Ah. This broken motherfucker. I don't know how he hasn't been attacked by the top demon lords yet. I swear to god, if this world has dungeons and I see a slime pull up to me, bro, best be known the first thing I'm doing is running away. I don't care how strong I am running the hell away. Cause you don't know how much shit that nigga has eaten. If that nigga ate something and got its powers, hell no, I'm dipping from there right now. Like immediately. The plot breaking character known as Rimuru Tempest. We can't have him live no more. And the next broken character we have on the list, Sun Jinwoo from Solo Leveling. You know, this is why I don't underestimate the weak. It's always the weak niggas that can kick your ass. Devil Hunter, I think that the shit was, Okay, we already know how strong he is now. Alright, we're done. I probably won't even be able to use all of their powers. I mean, like, yeah, infinite regeneration, yeah, that's just gonna be active all the time. And then there is Sun Jinwoo's ruler authority, like we need that, and we need him to summon his knights and stuff like that. But are we really willing to like use all of Rimuru's powers? Sun Jinwoo's powers, yeah, I can understand using those, but are we really sure we want to use Rimuru's abilities? Like I said, this nigga Rimuru, he has billions and trillions of magicules inside of him now. So, and quirks will be different. Aizawa's quirk will be different, to be exact. It'll be much stronger since there's magic, alright? There's magic, alright? Magicules, magic, they're the same thing, alright? They fused into one, called magic, alright? Like, what would you expect me to do? Like, trying to give it another name? No, that shit is called magic. Like, the fuck? Nah, but still, so yeah. They fused. Aizawa, he's a magic user, alright? He's a shadow magic user. I know, right? It fits perfectly with him. All Might, he's... would I say Berserker? Berserker. Yes, he's a Berserker. No, Brawler. He's a Brawler. Yeah, he's a Brawler class. Midnight. Quite honestly speaking, Mike, we already know he's a mage. He can amplify his voice. Midnight, shit. I'm kind of trying to decide what to do. Yeah. So, nah. Put in the comments what you want Midnight's class to be. Cause I can't think of anything at the moment. All right, so let's actually get into the what if. So 100 years. I'm joking. All right, so 45 years ago, when Nana Shimura was still the #1 hero, there was a disaster in the world, and every country went into lockdown. But lockdowns could have solved the problem. There were many things like dungeons, towers, tombs opening up. As should I add Tower of? No, I'm not adding Tower of God into this. See, I'm reconsidering adding Tower of God to this, but shit, I can't do that. So no, I'm not adding towers into this. So yeah. You know, the funny thing is, what happened with Sun Jin-woo going back to that double dungeon that gave him his own powers and fighting it? It won't be happening. Why? Because Rim. Ah, the sounds of a baby. How not so majestic and irritating. See, this is why I don't want to have kids in the future. And if I do have kids, I'm gonna teach them not to cry. By not hitting them. Like, the fuck? Why would I hit a child? That's the main reason why they fucking cry. They feel sadness, or anger, or rage. Hell no. My child will never feel those emotions unless they're in high school or middle school. But like shit, if he's like in preschool and he comes home crying, best be known, I'm not taking it out on the kids. I'm taking it out on the parents and the teachers. Like, dead ass, I'm going after the teachers and the parent. So yeah. After the crying fest is over, I'm sorry if you guys hear a lot of noise. It's a Saturday. And every Saturday and Sunday we have to look after this little kid. Quite honestly, I don't like him at all. Like, really don't. That's why I stay in my room. Because I don't like company. So, every Saturday you'll probably be hearing a lot of noise. I apologize in advance. So, yeah. So the tombs came. All for One saw the tombs and saw this as a great opportunity to get power and stuff like that. So like, nah. Now we skip to 45 years later, where it's Deku's time, alright? Deku has One for All from All Might again, because of his heroic act. So, yeah, he trained, everything happened, except for, instead of it being the USJ they go to a dungeon. They go to a dungeon. Oh my god. So, they go to a dungeon. As Class 1A are thinking Deku is weak. I'm joking. Class 1A, they like Deku. They like Deku. I'm not doing Deku dirty and stuff like that. And so does Uraraka, surprisingly, but she is not the ship. She will never be the ship in my orders, unless I do gravity manipulation, but even she won't be the ship. Alright, so yeah. And Deku won't be getting a car. Why? Because he has wings, he can fly. Plus, he has a fucking dragon. He has a dragon. Why would I need to do that? Oh my god. And I'm gonna make this quick now. And I'm gonna do this now. You know that dragon that couldn't stay with Sun Jin-woo? Yo, when I saw that dragon leave, I was crying. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw it bow to Sun Jin-woo, I was like, a new friendship has been born. Then it said it had to leave. I cried my ass off. I looked at it and cried. I cried beyond compare. I looked at my screen and cried. I was holding my screen and yelling, "Why? Come back! Come back! We need you! We need you to make this interesting!" If I ever see the Beast Ruler, I swear, best be known, I'm going to punch my computer. Right at his face. Right at his face. Because he had to send that dragon in too early and now Sun Jin-woo can't get him. But in this one, Sun Jin-woo's definitely getting the fucking dragon. Why? Because he can heal the bones. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, like, Rimuru, he can't really die by plot or anything like that. So even if you erase him off the face of existence, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back. And there will be the leveling thing for him. So, Deku, he is rank E. I know, right? The lowest rank in the class. He's ranked E. Todoroki is ranked C. Bakugo C. And Momo D. Basically, the class consists of C and D ranks. Deku is the only E rank, and everybody finds him to be weak. But they try to help him to get stronger. Except for Bakugo, because he fucking hates Deku. Alright, so while they're in the dungeons, they come across this boss. They put Deku in the back because they don't want him to get hurt, supposedly. So, they come across this boss. Like, take in mind, Aizawa said for them to fight the boss on their own. So, while they're fighting the boss uses a breath attack, a wind breath attack. And it just so happens that there was a hole right behind Deku. So now you see where this is going, right? When wind attack happens and Deku, he gets blown back and falls into the hole. As he yells, "Ah!" as Class 1A turns around and yells, "Deku!" and tries to catch him, but sadly, they miss. Well, Midoriya, they yelled. Uraraka yelled, "Deku." And I'm changing the attitude of Uraraka. Something I never do. Why? Because she's my least liked character in My Hero Academia. Like, out of all the females in My Hero Academia, and all the characters, I'm talking about all the characters now, not just the females, but all the characters, I'd rather female Monoma over her. Yes, female Monoma. So you see how much I hate her? I hate her a lot. So yeah, Deku falls into the hole as he falls down hard, as he falls on the surface of something. He falls on a scale of the dragon and falls off. The dragon, it wakes up due to something hitting it. And the dragon is completely pissed. It sends a light breath attack at Deku, as Deku tries to dodge it, but sadly, he tries to run away, but Deku, he's an E-ring, so he's not that fast. As All Might gets the quirk back after Deku dies, or supposedly dies. Deku got hit with the breath attack and got killed. He got turned into a slime. As he wakes up and he can't see anything. As he's just plopping around. He's just plopping around and stuff like that. And he comes across a coffin. He doesn't know what it is, he just comes across a coffin. He sees if he can open it, and he opens it. As Rimuru awakens. Rimuru was asleep. He's been asleep for millions of years, alright? He's been asleep. He's been in that coffin sleeping. It's not because he was dead, he just wanted, well, he got tired of fucking living for, anymore. Like, like, Shia died of old age. Shion died of old age and stuff like that, and so did Binamaru and everybody else. So he was like, all my assets are dead, my world is breaking apart, so what's the point of living? And so he just went to hibernation. As Rimuru gets up and says, "Oh, it's a slime." As Deku says, "Huh? Who's there?" As Rimuru says, "Ah, you can't see." Well then, let me help you with that. There's a particular skill called Magic Sense. As Deku says, how do I use it? He says, focus on sensing the magic around you. As Deku, he acquires Magic Sense, but the whole thing with Great Sage saying Magic Sense Awaken did not happen. So, yeah. So, hold on. What did Great Sage evolve into anyways? Hold on. Okay, so bootleg moments of mine. I did not calculate the height. It seems that Sanju is 6'1". Rimuru is 5'7". Like, how is this soft looking shit taller than me? and Woo's wife. Yes, they actually get married. You can even search it up. They had a child, but they don't have a picture of the child. I was surprised too, just looking at it. So I was like, shit, because there is no picture of the child. So I was like, wait a damn minute, they had a child? They didn't even start dating in the manga. How do they have a kid? But that doesn't matter for now, because, well, shit. So, yeah, so it does not matter. It does not matter. So, I'm gonna have to bump her down. I wouldn't say down. I think she was 5'9" in the anime. 5'9", right? Let's just bump that down to 2. She's 5'7". Rimuru is gonna be 5'9". I know, 5'9" Rimuru. I know, 5'9" Rimuru. Yeah, I didn't mean to zoom in on that. Sorry. So yeah, so she is 5'7", 5'9". All right. So Deku gets obliterated. He meets Rimuru. Rimuru gives him magic sense. As he looks at Rimuru, he sees a lot of condensed magic power, and Izuku's scared as shit as he's trying to back away. As Rimuru says, "Ooh, slow down there, buddy. Can you do me a favor?" As Rimuru says, as Deku says, "Oh, what is it?" As Rimuru says, "Can you eat me?" As hold on. So yeah, as Izuku says, we'll eat you. As Izuku says, as Rimuru says, yeah, I want you to eat me. As Izuku says, well, why? As Rimuru says, well, I'm quite tired of living. As he says, but how old are you exactly? As Rimuru says, by now I should probably be 40 million years old. As Izuku says, 40 million? How long have you lived? As Izuku says, exactly that age, 40 million. 40 million years. As he says, but why do you want to die so badly? Rimuru says, well, I lost everybody I loved, and I can't really die in my world. I can't die reality. Even if I get erased from reality, come back, the only way I could die is getting consumed by another slime, but there hasn't been any slime that could talk, so you're the first. As Izuku says, oh, alright then, but what's the perks of me eating you? As he says, well, you'll get my skills and one of my greatest assets, and the one that's stuck with me ever since I was ever since I made an appearance in this world. Great Sage, or he is now formally known as Raphael. As Izuku says, oh, alright then. As Rimuru says, please eat me, as with a smile. As Izuku says, sigh, fine. As Rimuru says, before that, as he taps on Izuku's slime-like body, squishing it a little bit as he says, I have given you my skill called Predator, so you can eat me and get my skills, because regular slimes can't just eat me and get my skills. You have to have Predator. As Izuku says, alright, as he hears a voice that says, do you want to use Predator? As Izuku says, yes. As he eats Rimuru, and he turns into this. Rimuru looked like this, alright? He looked like this. Rimuru looked like this. And Izuku, he turns into this. Alright? He still has this form, but he doesn't want to use it, alright? I mean, yeah, we won't want the lovable little bean, but I don't want him. I don't want the little bean, he's too short. So yeah, so Izuku, he turns into this as he walks around and says, I can see. I have eyes, but I can still sense the mana around me. As he hears a voice from Rimuru that says, as Great Sage says, hello there, new host. I am Raphael. My old host has left a message for you before he was eaten. As he hears a voice that Rimuru says, it seems that your name is Izuku, huh? Well then, Izuku, Please make great use with my powers. It seems that you want to be a hero. I believe in you. As All Might gets the quirk back, as he gets up at UA, and he says, no, 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 no. As all the teachers are yelling, All Might, what's wrong? As All Might proceeds to have a mental breakdown. Like, legitimately, he starts to get a mental breakdown as he's hyperventilating, as everybody's calling for Nezu, as Nezu walks in and sees All Might, as he runs to All Might and says, All Might, what's wrong? As All Might, he's hyperventilating even more, as Nezu says, All Might, breathe, breathe, breathe. As All Might, he proceeds to breathe slowly. As Nezu sits him down, as Nezu asks, All Might, what's wrong? As All Might says, young Midoriya. As the teacher says, Midoriya, what happened to Midoriya? As he said, as All Might says, he died. As Nezu says, how do you know? As All Might says, anytime the next successor, the successor of the quirk that I have passed on to him dies, the previous owner, if they're still alive, will get the quirk. And I just got the quirk back, so he died. As all the teachers said, no, 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 that can't be true. Maybe it's just a fluke. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he's just severely hurt. As All Might says, no, he's passed away. As Class 1A come back with a sad look on their face, to be greeted with angry looks from Midnight, Nezu, Vlad King, Present Mike. As Aizawa says, don't look at them, this is my fault. As he explains what happens, as Nezu says, no, it's our fault. We sent you, as Nezu says, it's my fault. I sent you inside without looking carefully at what would be inside there. As Nezu says, everybody will take a month's break from class. As they said, alright, as they leave. And a week later, they had a funeral for Deku. So, yeah, we got back to Deku. He gets Raphael and stuff like that, and Raphael explains all of Deku's skills and stuff like that. And let me get back to Deku's skills, because, like, shit, I'm gonna forget all of these skills. As Izuku hears a voice that's in Great Sage says, former host Rimuru Tempest is still alive. Would you like to absorb and dissolve? As Rimuru says, no, not Rimuru, as Izuku says, yes, in a sad tone. As Raphael says, commencing the dissolve. As Raphael says, former host, I bid you farewell. As Rimuru says, yeah, bye Raphael. Shit, I'm gonna forget that name a lot. I'm gonna forget Raphael a lot. So yeah, as he also says goodbye to Izuku too. So yeah, now Izuku, he's just roaming around as he comes across a temple. A temple. As he looks in the temple and he sees a person in a seat. As the person in the seat is Sunjin Woo, the goat himself. I'm joking, it's not Sunjin Woo, I'm joking, it's Sunjin Woo, it's not Sunjin Woo. As Izuku sees all the statues, as there's also an orb that has Sunjin Woo's legacy inside of it. Legacy, I mean by his abilities, like an orb that has all of his abilities, all of his summons and stuff like that. Since Izuku has a lot of mana, he's gonna be able to summon the statues. Oh, this is gonna be a fun what if. As he came alone. Remember, Rimuru can clone himself. Yeah, I'm gonna give him the ability to clone himself since magic kills trillions and billions, and he has eaten multiple monsters, so yeah. He could already clone himself in the anime. I think so, right? I think he had the ability to clone himself in the anime. Tell me if he can. It was either in the anime or manga, but I think he can clone himself. Yeah, he can clone himself due to Ifrit's abilities. Yeah, he can clone himself. I just now remembered Ifrit. I only remembered Veldora until I was like, oh right, Ifrit could clone himself, so Rimuru can definitely clone himself. So yeah, he has the cloning ability thanks to Ifrit. As Ifrit was dissolved, Veldora was dissolved because Veldora said, I'll be meeting your friends up in heaven, and I wish to see you there soon. As Izuku ate Veldora and dissolved him. Alright, so shit. Alright, so yeah. The dungeon went to Rimuru's world, and Rimuru had to kill many of them and eat all of them, so yeah. So, that happened. As Izuku, he proceeds to eat. Not the statues, but that person with the cloak that Sanjinu had to fight. He eats him. And he sees a board in front of him that says, do you want to become a player? As Izuku says, Raphael, what should I do? As Raphael says, agree, master. As he agrees. As he says, then what do I do now? As he says, well, first you must kill everybody here. And he says, oh, alright then. As he proceeds to bash in the monsters' heads. So yeah, I'll show you the dragon that I met. Hold on. So yeah, this is the dragon. The dragon that Sanju sadly couldn't get, that I cried about. The dragon looks so fire. Alright, so yeah. So, Deku looked around for this dragon, but he couldn't find it. It's as if it disappeared. So yeah. The chances of him seeing the dragon again are very, very, very low. Oh, and by the way, alright, here's something that you need to know. The rules of magic in this world. It's up to your imagination. Alright? So anything you can imagine will happen. So that means if I want him to create a star and explode that shit on Earth, it will fucking happen. He will create a fucking star and make that bitch explode. So yeah. Magic applies to nothing. There are no rules to, well, using magic and stuff like that. So yeah. Izuku, he bodies them as he goes and opens the chest to see an orb. As then a voice in his head pops up. Do you want to eat? Do you want to use what was it? No, predator. Yeah. As Izuku says, yes. As he eats the orb, and all of a sudden, a lot of power is coming into him. As the window pops up and says, you have earned title Wolf Slayer, Shadow Monarch, Demon Slayer, and shit like that. As ability Shadow exchanged, Ruler's Authority, Critical Chain, Shadow Summoning, and stuff like that. As he said, it also says you also learn infinite inventory. As he looks inside the inventory and he sees a bunch of bones. As he takes the bones out and piles it up with the statue pieces. As he says, well, guess we can do it. As great as Raphael comes up and says, Master, use a healing potion on the bones first. They seem to be really old, and if you summon anything, it will probably leave seconds later. As Izuku says, oh, alright then. As he uses a big, like 10-gallon sized sized piece of slime. Hold on. A whole 10-gallon sized slime piece as he throws it on, and you just see the shining effect. As then Izuku he puts his hand on top of it and says, "Arise!" As all of a sudden the statues appear, and this appears as the dragon says, as it says, "Shadow Monarch, wait a minute. You are not the Shadow Monarch. Who are you?" As Izuku says, "Ah, so you must have known the owner of these abilities, huh?" As he says, "Yes, he was known as the Shadow Monarch. But why do you possess his abilities?" As Izuku says, "It seems that his reminiscences were in a tomb and in a chest, and I sadly ate that chest." As he says, "What? You ate the Shadow Monarch? How dare you?" As Izuku says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, he's dead." As he says, "Ah, alright then. Then I guess you are my new master." As Izuku says, "I guess so." As he says, "Well then, master, I pledge my allegiance to you. I used to be owned by the Beast Monarch." As he says, "Ah, alright then. I'll look out for him." As he says, "Alright then." As he says, "I bid you farewell for now, master." As he goes into Izuku's shadow with all of the other shadows. As Izuku says, "Well, guess now it's time to find my way up here. How far deep did I go?" But to his surprise, this bitch appears out of nowhere at the gate where Izuku is about to leave. As Izuku says, "Ah, you're here. The bitch that made me turn into this." As he says, "I should be thanking you, but sadly, I hate you, so I want you dead." As all of a sudden Izuku hears in his head, "Would you like to use Predator?" As Izuku says, "Yes." As all of a sudden Izuku swallows it whole. Yes. Izuku Midoriya swallows a bitch whole. He swallows it whole. As then sorry, I'm playing something right now. Sorry, you won't be seeing it on the screen, but I'm playing a game right now. Alright then. Alright, I'm done playing it for now. Alright, so Izuku, he eats it. Well, he eats it and leaves the bones remaining. He eats the skin and gets the power, and he says he has the dragon transformation now. As he says, "Arise," as a shadow version of the dragon, a black and white version. Just imagine a black and white version of the dragon appearing. A black and blue version, not black and white, blue and black and blue, sorry. As it says, "You who has killed me, why have you summoned me back to the world of the living?" As Izuku says, "One thing, serve me." As it says, "What? Serve you? How dare you?" As Izuku, he releases a mass amount of magic cubes in front of it, as it says, "Very well." As Izuku says, "It's good." As then that happens. So it goes inside the shadow too, and this dragon, and the wyvern from the demon king are having a standoff. Them niggas are having a standoff. About to attack everyone. Like the dragon, like every soldier, like the orcs, except for like the three leaders and Ingress, Beru, and what was the other one's name? Iron, and Tank are frightened. Except for those guys, they are not frightened, but like everybody else, they're frightened. As Beru says, "Stop it, the three of you." As this dragon and this dragon looks and says, "What do you want?" As he says, "Don't worry about it." As Izuku, as he says, "We just want you to stop, because any movements here will be seen in the outside world by everyone else." As they said, alright, so they back off of each other as they're wondering which one will Rimuru ride. But to their surprise, Rimuru flaps out a pair of wings. As they said, "Oh, so he doesn't need us." Like dead ass. As they just hear a voice from the sky that says, "Fear not, he will be useful in the future." As they said, "Who are you?" As he says, my name is Raphael. My old name was Great Sage." As they said, "Oh, then what is your purpose?" As he says, "I am the personal assistant of your master." As they said, "Alright then." So Izuku, he decides to climb upwards. Yes, the great Izuku, who is now known as Rimuru Tempest, now decides to climb upwards. So, as Rimuru or Izuku climbs upwards, he's he's killing monsters along the way. He's summoning them as well. He's summoning them, putting them, because he has a lot of magic, alright? He has a lot of mana, so he can basically have like an army strong enough to possibly destroy Earth itself. So yeah, and the monsters inside the dungeon respawn after getting killed. So, yeah. So Izuku has enough magic stones to get a trillion yun. But he says, "Nah, I'll end at 10 trillion. So, Izuku, he gets enough for 10 trillion as he goes back up and everybody sees this person walk out. And as they're wondering, who's that? As Izuku, he's just walking out as he goes to the Hunters Guild and says, "I'd like to sell magic stones and register as a hunter." As they said, "Sure. May I please see the magic stones first?" As Izuku says, "Sure, hold on." As Izuku says, "Sure," as he takes out, as all of a sudden a portal appears as spatial magic, as all of a sudden a pile of magic crystals just fall on the table. As she says, these, like, we calculate the amount. As they calculate it, this amounts to 10 trillion yen. As everybody around here is 10 trillion? 10 trillion, as there just happens to be the hunters who kill players to get their stuff. As they said, "How did you, what floor were you on?" Azuka says, "Quite honestly, I don't know. I just woke up and I just started killing things going up." Because, as they said, "Oh, alright then." As Izuku, he gets the 10 trillion yen on a credit card, a gold credit card. Let me show you what it looks like. I changed my mind. No, golden card. Platinum card. Yeah, platinum. Platinum. Yeah, platinum. And Izuku says, how much for the SS rank class card?" As they said, "Well, you don't really need to take the test since you already proven yourself." So they decided to, no, rank evaluations. Yes, rank evaluations. Alright, there are many other ranks, alright? There are ranks up to Z class, alright? Z, no. The highest is an SSS, which is All Might. Alright, the ranks go up to Z, but All Might is the highest rank currently. But not anymore, because it's about to be Izuku. Izuku is going to be much stronger, as they saw how strong he is, so they give him the strongest one. And that shit breaks due to the magical power he has, as they decide to classify him as a T, no, a U, as SSSSS rank. No, national rank. National SSSSS rank. Alright, so yeah. So All Might is no longer the strongest, because now Izuku is a national rank. So they asked him, what's his class? As Izuku says, my class. Monarch class. As they said, Monarch class. I've never heard of that class. As Izuku says, I know. That's the point. They said, what's your Monarch class do? He says, I have shadow soldiers. As they said, can you summon? As he says, sure. As he summons shadows that are all around the room, as he says, since this room is small, this is the only amount I can get, but if I summoned all of them, I have the ability to take down possibly North America and South America together. As they hear that, they're like, what the hell? As Izuku says, yeah. As right when he summoned the things, everybody in Korea, in Japan, felt a mass amount of magical energy. As Izuku had to suppress it again. So yeah, Izuku walks out, as right while he was about to leave, he gets confronted with hunters who wanted to steal his shit. But as he was about to fight, they all get knocked out by her, as she has the whole towel on her nose thing because of the smell. As Izuku, he was in a fighting stance, but after that he got up, stood straight, and she just walked past him. Like, Izuku, remember, he is 5'9". Izuku is 5'9", she's 5'7". She walks past Izuku, and Izuku's no, she's 5'6" now. She's 5'6", Izuku's 5'9". Yes, I'm changing heights now. So she walks past Izuku, and Izuku passes by, and she smells a nice smell, scent of cherry blossoms. And she says, "Who are you?" As Izuku says, never thought of that." As he says, "I can either have the name Sunjin Woo or Rimuru." As he says, "Rimuru, my name is Rimuru." As she says, "Okay." As Izuku smiles and says, "Well, I'll be going now." And that's when the ship first meets. Now Izuku's thinking, what should I do? Maybe I should buy a house. As he goes and buys a house, or to be exact, a temple. Let me show you. Get a castle. Why have a castle if you can have a palace? So he looks at this house and says, how much is for this house? As they said, sir, this is out of your budget. As he says, how much is it? I'll get the money in due time. As they said, 100 trillion, sir. As Izuku says, oh, wow, that's a lot. Well, looks like to the gold grinding for me. As Izuku goes to the Hunter Association to get a quest, as he says, I'm not here to, as they said, are you here to take a quest? As Izuku says, no, I'm here to go in the dungeon. As they said, how long will it take you? Izuku says, possibly an hour. As they said, why? I need to get 100 trillion dollars. As they said, why? As Izuku says, I want to buy a house. As they said, are you going after that? As he says, yes, I am. As he says, well, good luck. Because there's a lot of people trying to get that house, as that palace. As Izuku says, there's no such thing as luck. I don't need it. This is gonna be easy. As an hour later, Izuku, he has been on the 20,000th floor. No, 100,000th. Each stone equals 1 trillion each. Is worth 1 trillion each. So, Izuku, Like the Hunter Association has infinite money, all right? Because the guild master, he came across while he was exploring with his class, he came across something that said make a wish. They had 3 wishes. He asked for a mass amount of power and infinite money and the ability to create money. So Hunter Association has infinite money. Izuku comes back with exactly. No, forget that 100,000, 1 millionth. Each stone is 1 quadrillion dollars worth of that for that stone, because it has a mass amount. It's the magic power inside of it is dense. It's dense. It's condensed a lot of magical power. So Izuku, he comes back with 100 of those stones, as they pay him 100 quadrillion. So Izuku goes back and says, I want that house. As they said, very well, sir. As they give him the house. And Izuku flies up, alright? As he goes inside, as he sits down on the throne, because we know Rimuru, he likes to sit on thrones. Like, shit, have you seen the fan art? This man likes to sit on the thrones a lot. So he sits on the throne and he falls asleep. Now, we skip to a month. And Izuku, he's going down in the dungeons as he sees her fighting an opponent that she can't beat. It's an extremely strong opponent. Alright, Izuku, he sees this as the opponent's about to kill her. As Izuku, he takes out the katana and slices it and says, hey there. As she looks up and says, it's you. As Izuku says, yeah. So, enjoying the fight? As she says, thank you. As Izuku says, that should be enough to pay me back for saving me, huh? She says, I guess so. As she asks, wait, will I ever get to see you again? As Deku says, that's if we're fated to be. As he just runs off. So, yeah. And then another 2 months later, he sees her at a restaurant. With friends this time. As he says, oh boy, let's not go talk to her at the moment. As that happens. As she notices him and talks to him, as there is a boy in the group, a boy that likes her and says, who's this squirt? As Izuku, he's taking up the little kid form. Basically. He's taking up this form. Where he is, 5... 5'2", 5'2", yeah, 5'2". 5'2". Where the guy is 6 feet. No, not 6 feet. 5'11". Yeah, 5'11". As he says, oh, hey. As he says, as after they had their chat, later when they're trying to leave, Izuku gets stopped and he tries to attack Izuku and Izuku bodies him. Now we skip to a month later. And over this month, her and Izuku have gotten closer, as Izuku actually sees her one day as she asks him to go on a date with her. As he said, fine. As he said, sure. Not fine. He said, sure. As he goes on a date with her, and after the date, she asks, Rimuru, will you go out with me? And before she could even finish, Izuku grabs her by the waist and kisses her. He does a passionate kiss with her. No tongue, just a really passionate kiss. Alright? As she was surprised, but she kisses back. And then she says, how old are you? As Izuku says, how old are you? As she says, I'm gonna age her down a bit. She's 17 at the moment. As Izuku says, I'm 18. And she says, you can go to my school. As Izuku says, your school? What school did you go to? As she says, I go to UA High School. As he says, oh, the school for hunters, you see, huh? And she says, yeah. As he says, do you want me to join? As she says, yeah, that means we can be close. As she says, well, we can move in together. You can live with me. As she says, but wait, where do you live with? Who do you live with? As Azuka says, oh, I live alone. As she says, alone? Do you live in like a small apartment? As he says, no, I live in a palace. As she says, wait, are you the one that? As Azuka says, yeah, I'm the one that bought that house. As she says, oh, okay, I'll move in with you. As she goes home and explains to her parents the situation, as her parents agreed, but they want to meet him. As Azuku agreed as well, and a week later he went to her house to meet the parents. As Azuku, he meets the parents. As the parents asked, "What are your intentions with my daughter?" As Azuku says, "Quite honestly, I didn't know how our relationship was gonna go. At least 4 months ago. The first time we met, she actually saved me from people who tried to rob me, even though I didn't need saving. I guess she misunderstood. If you heard that, I'm sorry, I dropped something." So yeah. As he says, oh, so you're weaker than her. As you can see, I removed the recording thing to up so you guys can see how long I've been recording. So, shit, I don't even know where to put this shit. Alright, fixed it. Alright, so he explains that as he says, then you're weaker than her. As Zuko says, no, I actually saved her. To repay her back for saving me. As he says, then why didn't you save yourself? He says, well, I was going to fight back until, well, she came thinking I was weak. As says, oh. As the parents try to explain the thing about her sense of smell, as Zuko says, ah, that. Yeah, I know about that. As they said, wait, really? As she says, yeah. She explained it to me and stuff like that. As they said, alright then. As they said, I'd like you, as the parent says, well, we have our approval, but I don't think her brothers do. As in this one, she has siblings. Oh my god. She has, I don't like this. So, Deku, he's doing his shit, and we already made it to 57 minutes, so I should be ending this soon. So I'm sorry if you guys heard a lot of noise, but I won't be ending it now. As the brothers come out and said, yeah, we don't approve. They want you to fight us. As Azuku says, fine, but you won't be exactly fighting me. As the parents said, why is that? As Azuku says, arise, Igris. As all of a sudden, a knight appears. A tall knight at that. Like, Igris is like, what? Like 5'10"? No, not 5'10", like 6 feet, like 6'6", 6'11", like shit, like 6'6", 6'11", like it's between that number. As they see that and they're like, what the hell is this? As Zuko says, this is my summon shadow. As they said, what's your class? As Zuko says, I have many classes and I have 2 classes. Shadow Monarch and a ruler. As they said, Shadow Monarch and ruler. As he said, yes. As they said, then what are you? As Zuko says, I'm a slime. As they said, a slime. As Zuko turns into a slime and he turns back and says, yeah, I'm a slime. As they said, then how do you... As he says, Shadow Monarch. As they said, oh. As they fight Igris, the brothers get completely demolished as shit. So, yeah. We skip that. But quite honestly, what if Igris and Iron and Tank and Beru can evolve? Like, what would they evolve into? Like, I wanna see that. So, hold on, some dumbass is coming. As they said, alright then, as the parents ask, are you capable of feeding her? As Izuku says yes. As they said, where do you live? As Izuku shows them a picture of this house. As they said, are you the one that... As he says, yes, I'm the one that bought it. As they said, very well, you are allowed to take her with you. As Izuku leaves, shaking her hand and healing the brothers. As the brother said, "You even have healing?" As he says, "Yes." As they said, "Alright then." Even though he could have completely demolished them with ruler's authority, he didn't want to. So, yeah. So, like, since this nigga Rimuru has infinite regen, I don't see how anybody's killing Izuku in Class 1A. So, Izuku goes to UA with Shia the next day. As she's still in S. She's A rank right now, since she's only 19. She'll become S rank when she's 23 again in the anime. Izuku will be 24, alright? Wait, how old is Sun Jinwoo compared to her? Isn't Sun Jinwoo younger than her? Then how the... I know like Sun Jinwoo's like 18 and shit like that, but like how old? I think he's like 20? Nah, fuck that. It doesn't matter. As he goes to UA with Shia the next day, as she takes him to Principal Nezu's office, as Nezu says, why did you bring this, who is this person? As she says, well, this is my boyfriend and I'd like him to join UA. As Nezu asks, are you okay with it? As Izuku says, yes, I am Principal Nezu. As Nezu says, how do you know my name? As Izuku, he says, I'm dating one of the students in the school. As she says, right. Like, he's completely lying. He is totally lying, and Shia knows this, because she knows that Izuku, the only way he would know is either he went to the school, or he saw her memories, and he knows that, and she knows that he never saw her memories, so he definitely had to go to school. So she's gonna ask him about that when they go home. So Deku, he takes the test. He's taking the test as she says, I want you guys to send out all the robots to be 0 pointers, but make sure they have 3 points and stuff like that. As they said, wait, you want the 0 pointers to give out the points for Izuku? As they said yes. As Nezu says, but why? As she says, you'll understand soon. As Nezu sends out 100 0 pointers towards Izuku, as Izuku says, arise. As all of a sudden, everything he says here arises, including this dragon, and the wyvern. As light beam shoots out of its mouth. Fire shoots out of its mouth as all you see is complete destruction of the city as Igris, Tank, Iron, Beru are just bodying them. As Nezu is like, what am I witnessing? As she says, you're witnessing what it's like to go to war with him. As Nezu says, he passed with flying colors. As he took the rating test too and he passed that. So yeah. Sorry, I had to drink water. So yeah. As he goes, as Nezu says, you'll be in class 1A, you can come in next week. As Izuku says, sure. As we skip to next week, him and her still haven't done it. They haven't done the nasty. But she gave him head before. She gave him head. She gave him head at the dinner table. I know, right? The dinner table? Why the dinner table? She wanted dessert. Let's just say that. She wanted dessert, and yeah. And kids who are watching this, head is, alright, let me tell you what head is. Head is basically when you get ice cream. You get ice cream, right? They gave her ice cream. It's a big ice cream cone too. So she had to put it down and she had to like take one big bite of the ice cream. But she couldn't do it. She had to do it like multiple times. And it was vanilla ice cream, alright? And she swallowed it. Alright, that's what head is, alright? But don't ever say you're giving the ice cream head. Don't ever say I'm giving head when eating ice cream, alright? Don't ever do that, alright? That'll get you in trouble. Alright, just say you're eating ice cream. Alright. The more you know. The more you know, kids. You know, you know. You don't know, you don't know, alright? So yeah. That's what head is. She was eating ice cream under the table. She was sneaking ice cream from Izuku. Yeah. So So, matter of fact, no, head does not mean that, so don't ever ask your parents what head is. I lied to you guys. Head does not mean that. Don't ask what head is. Don't search it up. Don't do whatever. Anything that implies to head, don't search it up whatsoever. Alright? Alright? You have to be older to know what head is. You'll learn about it when you're in middle school in science class. Alright? You'll learn about it in the human body and stuff like that. Alright? Alright then. But like, yeah. So yeah. So, she gave him head and that's the only thing they did. Probably did the titty F. So yeah. Yeah. So Izuku, he goes to the school the next week and he's wearing this. And you're wondering, why is he not wearing the school uniform? Nezu asked him what his name is, as he says, my name is Rimuru Tempest. As Nezu says, wait, you're the national SSSSS class? As Izuku says, yes. As Nezu says, well then you don't have to wear the uniform. As Izuku says, sure. As he comes in wearing this, as Class 1A sees them, as Ida gets up and says, you there, why aren't you wearing the uniform? As she walks up behind him and says he doesn't have to. As Ida says, wait, why doesn't he have to? As she says, because Nezu said so. As everybody sees Izuku and they thinking, he's cute, I want to date him. And stuff like that. So yeah, he still has the long hair. He never cut the hair. Yeah, he still has the long hair. But like on today, he's not wearing this. He's actually wearing this outfit. Yeah, he's wearing this. Yeah, I want him to wear this. Yo, this nigga Rimuru like to wear the high boots. Shit. What the tall boots do, bro? Now I want to wear some combat boots. Shit, I want to wear some combat boots. I wonder. Shit. Write in the comments. Alright. Alright, this had a chance. This is like if you had a pair of combat boots on and you can stomp on any My Hero Academia character for 1 whole hour, any My Hero Academia character, solo leveling character, or even that time I got reincarnated as a slime character for 1 hour, who would it be? Like, I want you to write who would it be for My Hero Academia, solo leveling, and that time I got reincarnated as a slime. For me, My Hero Academia, you already know who it is. Ochako Uraraka, she getting stomped for a whole hour, bro. Forget stomping, bro. I'm jumping on her. Alright then. Next, from solo leveling, quite honestly, it's that guy that Sajo had to fight. I'm going to stomp his ass off. I'm going to stomp on him before he even knows what hit him. I'm going to jump on him. I hate him. And that's how I got reincarnated as a slime. The demon lord that keeps stalking Rimuru. I will jump on him for being a stalker. Alright, so those are the 3 characters that I would stomp on. So please comment. So in the comments, please put who would you stomp or jump on if you had combat boots on. Spiky combat boots, not regular ones, spiky combat boots. So yeah. So, hold on. So yeah. So that happens. And Aizawa gets up and says, the class is here. I see we have a new student. As Izuku, he goes up and says, my name is Izuku Midoriya. As Bakugo and the class said, no you're not, Izuku is dead. As Izuku says, well, I was claimed to be dead, right? Yaoyorozu-san. As Momo hears Yaoyorozu-san, she thinks, the only person that calls me that is Midoriya. As everybody notices that too, and they said, wait, it really is you. As they said, so you're alive? As the class, they start crying and hug Deku. As Bakugo says, damn nerd, how dare you get better than me? As Aizawa says, we'll be doing the practical exam, because you guys have gotten rusty and we want to see how strong you have gotten ever since you have been training for the break. As they go outside and they did the test. Izuku got number 1 by getting infinity in everything, even the jump test. Grip test, he broke it. That was a test for All Might. No, that was the test for, All Might, because All Might is the strongest hunter. He's the strongest hunter. No, they gave him a national class thing. Yeah, national class. Izuku broke it with ease too. He just squeeze break. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna be ending it off. And the school went as per normal, so that's where I'm gonna be ending it off. I hope you guys enjoyed and so forth. So yeah, love you guys. Hope you enjoyed, and bye guys. This is Lotus What Ifs out.